Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where we've got a great program for you tonight or today, whenever you're watching it. And Laf in the hot seat, and you must be quite happy. I see your sides put 5 past Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth. Yeah, we beat Bournemouth 5-1. They're struggling. They've got 2 smacks in a row. But the league's tight. We're 6th, and we're only 5 points off the leaders. Who are the
leaders?
Man City and Arsenal, 22 points.
That's what I like to hear.
Man City.
Phil and I.
Yeah, they're up there. Yeah, you and Phil are up there. Yeah. But good rugby. South Africans played well. It was a tight game. The better team won, I felt, because they dominated. But we played well. They had a go, and I'm pleased that they had a full go of it.
We don't expect anything else. But as we said last week, a lack imagination.
Yeah, they might be a bit one-dimensional, but the other team got a winning culture. And then the Aussies are still very effective. So I think it's the right final with what's left now after the semis, if once South Africa didn't go through, because Argentina have never beaten the All Blacks, whereas the Aussies have.
Yeah.
And I think the Aussies might give them a bit of a game.
I've seen some funny things on the internet. One of the semis was something about a semi and Brokeback Mountain. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw that, yeah.
There's some very extremely clever people out there, I must say. But let's get into racing. We've got a big program. We're going to be talking to Jeff Perkins in York Hall. Now, for those of you who don't know, Jeff Perkins is an owner in KwaZulu-Natal who's making quite a lot of inroads and certainly having a lot of winners, and a very interesting chap, and one of the new breed of racehorse owners in South Africa, and you'll have fun listening to him. But let's go and have a look at our 3 to follow.
Dad, distorted humor. He's probably one of his best sons at stud.
I'll have another. Wins the Derby. Lilacs and Lace, 48-1 upset.
He's just a big, strong, leggy horse.
Well, I'll bet you Flower Alley will be looking forward to having a go at one of our 3 to follow, but we're going to go and kick off with the first one, which is Greyville, Night Racing, Race 3. Let's go and pick up Roy's Emblem. Roy Mudley, top man in KwaZulu-Natal, owns a lot of horses, and this looked like it was extremely unlucky. Fell out the pens, but what happened there, Lef?
Yeah, this is a bit of a gemorse, as they like to say in Kroonstad. The horse that we got at the front here, fighting at the front, is our horse, for Roy Moodley, called Gordon's Kunji, who runs a good race, only gets beaten a length. But the pacemaker for us was going to be Queen of Thrones, who fell out the gate. So it's plan B, and they weren't going that fast, James, but the horse that we found is in the yellow cap. And I know there's a lot with yellow caps, but it's got the green Roy Moodley sleeves, one off the fence, maybe 2 horses behind.
The only yellow cap racing, one off the fence.
Yeah.
The rest of the yellow caps are all on the inside fence. But this horse runs a very good race. But interesting, if you want to rewind your PVR, watch how the Charles Laird filly, Queen of Thrones, absolutely, how the jockey stayed on was a miracle.
Yeah.
Fell out the pens.
That was our pacemaker, and he keeps looking and saying, where is this quick horse of Charlie's, Queen of Thrones? So we had to use plan B. Queen of Thrones, you can put a line through the run. But the horse that we found is called Roy's Emblem. Now, up the stretch, the rider of Roy's Emblem, who decides got to find a run on this horse, is Fish Sturgeon. Goes towards the middle inside. You can see it in the yellow cap. Gordon's Kunji still leading, being pressed. Your winner's coming through is called Tunda on the outside. But have a look at this horse's finish.
Well, Tunda is owned by Jeff Perkins, but this horse just runs on really, really well. Off a very slow time. I saw you trying to slow it up, waiting for some pacemaker, and this runs a really good race. It's by a National Emblem, bred by Middlefield Stud, our friend the Pickerings, and very, very nice filly. I think that she'll win them some races, so she certainly looks like she's got a future. Then we come to 2 imported fillies, and this brings a point about this importation. With fillies like this coming into this into this country. Why should these people have to pay these huge fees to get them into the country?
It's-
These are going to improve our
It's
blood.
got to be addressed, James.
Yeah.
100%. I know we harp on this point, but someone's got to stop. Say, hey, you can't keep hitting these guys. You're bringing in. Most of the top studs have got an abundance of important mares, and this is a High Chaparral filly, brought in by some huge players in the game, and it's called Chevauché. Have a look at this because it walks out the gate.
Yeah, we go there. She's drawn 11. She's got the white cap and a white flash, and she doesn't get away very well at all. But my goodness, when Bernard Fadeherb asked this filly to run, this is very good. She's by High Chaparral out of a Danehill mare. You don't get better pedigrees than this filly's got. But this is the type of pedigree we need in our country to improve our bloodline.
Absolutely.
And she's about 3/4 of the way back with the white cap on and the greenish sleeves. About 6th or 7th at this stage.
Yeah, the pace has been Honest Alley and Bound West. They're showing good speed. They both run decent races, especially Honest Alley. But here, Bernard's got the white capped horse, a couple of lengths off them now after that slow start. Just looking for a split here. Running down towards the 400, you'll see it with the white cap. It now goes at the leaders. This is a horse called Chevauché.
Well, it absolutely canters past the leaders under a hands ride and could have put, I would have thought, 6 or 7 lengths between itself and the rest of them. Absolutely runs away from them. And then she's gone 3 lengths clear now, and then she starts just getting geared down towards the line. And Honest Alley runs at her, but really, no race. And what a lovely filly.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a horse you've got to keep an eye on. Joey's got some very nice imported horses. He went out and bought them overseas, and he's got some good ones. The next one we're going to look at, as James will tell you, is another imported horse. This is by Invincible Spirit, James.
Yeah, Invincible Spirit, one of the top stallions in the world.
Yeah.
Mary Slack owns this, Wilgeborstriff, and this is a lovely filly too. And have a look at this run. Drawn towards the outside, Anthony Delpeche rides her, and she just falls out the pens, tucked in behind. The stable companion wins the race, Nespresso. I think it was trained by Lucky.
The ownership, same owner wins the race.
It's got the black
Nespresso.
cap on.
Yeah, here we'll find it. You'll see the red cap at the back. In the back 3 or 4 is this horse, Green Goddess, the Irish horse. And it's second last now, way off the speed. The winner is much closer. I think it's up in about 3rd or 4th because Catwalk Tease goes out and makes the pace from Global Ethos. And the winner sits in 3rd and 4th. But the horse that we've found, Green Goddess, have a look how far back it is with the red cap in Mary Slack's colours.
Yeah, the Wilgeborstriff colours towards the back. She's in the back 3 at this stage. The winner's sitting 4th and goes through up the middle to go and win the race in the black colours, all black colours. Nespresso, she had the form. She looked like she could win. But when you go watch this filly, she's still just in the picture on the right-hand side, trying to go down the inside, looks like, but she ends up switching right out to the middle of the track. They've now got about 300 to run, I think, and you'll find that she's not even in the 400 to run there, not in the picture. It must be 8-10 lengths off them. Here she is on the right-hand side of your screen, and she'll go out of picture again, but watch how she gets this lot. When she does get out to the outside, she just absolutely mows
This horse absolutely powers home on the outside. Out of picture, as James says, and Nespresso is going on to win it from Sweet Chestnut. Here she comes on the outside. She's eating up the turf, and she will win next time if she's not green.
Well, yeah, you've got to look for the right races for these horses when you want to follow them. But this looks like this could be a very, very useful filly. She's got the pedigree, Invincible Spirit, as we say. Whew, we love getting these horses in this country, and I think that, something's got to be done. Let's go and have a look at Blast from the Past.
Gates are open. Soft falling rain, pulling clear. Soft falling rains won the SA Nursery by 3.
Racing in the 2000 Guineas. Gates fly and they're racing in the Godolphin Mile.
They're off and racing.
Weight didn't matter. Class tells, soft falling rain, much too good. Soft falling rain, an impressive Guineas winner. Soft falling rain is drawing clear.
He's made it 7 out of 7 by winning here today.
But it's soft falling rain who is powering away. We'll see out the mile in style. A high-class performer wins the Nay of Joel Stakes.
96. Jensen Electronic Stingon 1600. Now they're all set, and away they go, and as expected, Light Fandango came away very quickly to take the early lead ahead of Edelweiss in second. Eastern Colony is third, and Hot Masala is very prominent with Smart Money, and Joy Eminence tucked away along the fence, just 4 lengths off them. Jacobs Creek is caught a little wide in the initial stages of the race. Behind that is SCC. Then comes Shah Star. Blossoming Fields is along the paint, but he's racing 7-8 lengths off the leader. Just behind him is the Hunk, and they were followed by Hop on the Bus Gus. Then comes Confidence Man, Pole Roger and Flash Dash. These are the two at the back of the Dingon's field as they went past the 1,000-meter disc. And Light Fandango is showing the way. Light Fandango by 2 lengths from Edelweiss in second. Smart Money is racing up there in third. Just outside of that is Jacobs Creek. He's still caught 3 deep on the turn. Eastern Colony saving ground along the inside. The white sleeve, that's Hot Masala. He's only got 4 lengths to track down. Behind that is Shah Star. Blossoming Fields is in behind these runners. He's got a dream way through down the centre of the track if he can quicken up. 500 metres left to race now, and Smart Money moves up to challenge Light Fandango. Edelweiss is along the inside. Hot Masala is in the centre now. Blossoming Fields is getting a bit squeezed and getting involved in a bumping match with Jacobs Creek, and on the outside is the Hunk, and even Shah Star starting to run at the leaders now as they come inside the final 200, and Roy Unsworth is looking for his 4th Dingon's winner, and Smart Money is kicked clear of Shah Star, and it's out in front, Smart Money and Shah Star. Blossoming Fields kicking on for Minor Money, but Smart Money has won it. Smart Money a length and 3.
Well, this was a very good race with Smart Money, and Mike de Kock had him for a time. I think the Alexanders had him for a time as well.
Very good horse. He could lock horns with the best around, and another very good horse that went through their hands. The runner-up was a good horse too, Shah Star.
Wasn't he with Ricky Maingard?
That's right, he was with Rico.
Yeah. How's Ricky going in Mauritius?
He's going well. He sees silks every week. He's having winners. He's got a few runners out here. No, Rico's enjoying it.
He's enjoying it. Yeah. Well, he's back with his friends there, you know.
Yeah, he's back in amongst the Mauritian friends.
Yeah, so it should be okay for him.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Okay, well, we're going to be back in a short time. They're going to take a race from the United States, I think, so go and enjoy that.
Top of the lane, Al Khadia the leader. Ulmer, Solar Storm, Master James down the inside as they come to the 300. And Ulmer becomes a big runner now. Al Khadia's trying to fight back. Al Khadia, Ulmer on the outside. Master James on the inside. Al Khadia still goes from Ulmer over the last 100. The Royal Rumba's running on. Al Khadia, Ulmer on the outside, but Al Khadia won it. Ulmer were on second. Third, maybe the Royal Rumba and Penaligan.
Well, there you go. Al Khadia came from Johannesburg to contest this Michaelmas handicap, and you could have got 6-1 with Interbet at any time. Huge price about it. It was a triumph for the dynasties, this race.
Absolutely, and Ulmer's a very good filly, especially on the poly. Ulmer ran a cracking good race the other dynasty, and a long break might just have been her undoing.
Yeah. Just talking quickly about Mike de Kock, Al Khadia. Al Munquith, you remember that horse he won in the Dubai Festival?
Yes.
It looks like he's going to run in the Melbourne Cup next Tuesday.
For Michael?
No, he got moved to Australia after Michael won with him in the carnival and that, and he won the Geelong Cup as a lead up, and he was in the sort of in the sort of maybes, but it looks like they gave him a penalty, and he's now climbed up the ladder to about 24th position.
Okay.
Or 26th position, 24 runs. So they're saying
that he
might get in.
That's
which
nice.
would be quite interesting. Horse that spent, I think, the initial part of his career here. Yeah. Might have started here and then gone to Mike over there.
It'll be interesting. We'll follow him.
Yeah. So we're going to have a look at that. But we've also got very interesting current affairs where we're going to show you, among others, the Cox Plate. So have a look at that.
Bet on any sport at any time, even during play. From as little as R2, you too can be part of the action. With over 20 sports betting options, Interbet offers you more variety and the best odds. Go to www.interbet.co.za now.
Right, welcome to Current Affairs. We've got a couple of races, stakes races from around the country, and we're going to show you the Cox Plate because there's a new superstar on the block. And we'll tell you the latest racing news that we've got as well for you. But let's get straight into it and have a look at the first one. And this is the Magnum Cape Classic. Nice to see Magnum getting involved. I saw they had their containers, James.
I like Magnums.
Yeah, not the ice creams.
Oh, no, that's me. Those ice creams, they're different class.
Oh,
They've got
sheesh.
dark chocolate and
yeah, it explains
velvet and all types
your
of
physique.
things. Yeah.
But this is a wonderful container. I've had them given to me at sales, and they. I was listening to one of the marketing guys for Magnum, and they're international. They're big, so very good that they've got involved with this.
Well, this is always
Classic.
a sort of lead up to the Guineas, and you get an idea of what's hanging around. And getting ready for the Guineas, and this looked like a pretty smart field. There were some very nice horses in here. A couple of them had their reputations dented, but let's go and have a look at them at the start.
Back towards their inside Purple Mountains. They straighten up now and head for home with 350 left to the line. Down towards the inside now, it's Hard Day's Night who's come forward to pick it up. Forward Drive is trying to stay with him. Eighth Wonder is running on nicely up towards the outside. Hard Day's Night, but Eighth Wonder has his measure in the centre and he's come forward to pick it up. And it's Eighth Wonder who's going on in the closing stages. Eighth Wonder draws off, he's too good. In behind them, Rodney gets up for second. Hard Day's Night back in third. Purple Mountains further back. Brilliant Crimson Aspara behind those.
Well, there we are, the Bram van Hastian colours, and this is Greg Enion. Well done to Greg Enion, him and MJ Bielefeld teaming up, and Bram and his partners. This horse looks useful.
Yeah. Oki Skuman, he's mate of Brahms.
Yeah, Oki's a big buddy.
Yeah, and Captain Al out of a Fort Wood mare. So
great stallion, Captain Al.
Should be no doubt.
And Mouton's Hook, our mates.
Yeah, Mouton's Hook. Yeah. We better be careful.
Benny's our man.
Yeah.
So well done to all of them, and as you say, it's a pointer. And again, this feature race only had one horse with 100 mirror rate, and the rest were all below it. But these are younger horses; they're going to get up there. So well done to everyone concerned with Eighth Wonder. I thought it was a very good win, James.
It's a very interesting race. Rodney is a Gainsway-owned horse. He's a very, very nice horse. He's by Tappet, who's the most expensive stallion in the world. He ran second. Hard Day's Night, the Walmart Knights. He ran a very good race. He was your favourite. But Eighth Wonder, take nothing away from him. Stan Henley did all the early work with this horse and won with him early on. And then Stan packed it in. So Greg got this horse and done a wonderful job.
Stan's luck this goes on to win the Guineas. Stan's luck.
Stan's luck goes on to win the July.
Yeah,
Stan never won the July.
But Stan was always a threat in the July. When Stan bought horse in July, you stuck it in everything. He always did well there. But anyway, well done to all the connections. Well done to Greg Enion, who's got it now, and MJ Bielefeld. This is a very impressive win. And Captain L, well, that says volumes. The other feature came down from Port Elizabeth. They had the big racing on Sunday down there, and it's the Algoa Betting World, or the Algoa Cup, and it's a race that I've won, James.
Yeah.
I won it with Shining Rock. Jeff Lloyd rode it for me.
Well, funny enough, the seventh Rock won it, so maybe it's a lucky Rock race.
Rock, yes. Some Scarp will win it next year.
If
you're a Rock, you can win it. Eddie Afrikaans.
Oh, the Rock's won it.
Yeah.
Seventh Rock Syndicate,
Stonehenge, funny enough, again, I heard the presenter saying it was really a stellar field, but again, only one horse with 100 merit rating, James.
Well, the horse I've won, he's got a merit rating of 85, but I thought Julius Mariba rode a cracking good race. He's always been a kid I've liked. He's never really had the chances.
A lot of winners for me, James.
Yeah, a lovely guy, and Sean Terry had triumphed for him. He ran first and second in the race. But they'll be thrilled. Marcus Juster and the Seventh Rock team will be thrilled.
Very thrilled. Seventh Rock's got can throw you those big horses. We've seen the Group 1s that Dennis Dryer's managed to plunder with a couple
of them. This is one that's now gone 2,000 metres.
Yes.
And I think
they can throw to the mother. You know, I've got one that throws to the mother as well, and good-looking horses, but a very good stallion in the making.
It's out of a twig moss mare.
Well, there we go.
It's the stamina.
Enough said.
Yeah,
Enough made. Just funny enough,
Sean
Terry was saying this was his pick at the sales that year.
Well, Daytona Stud bred it, and it was only $100,000 horse, so it just shows you.
Well, it was a tight race, and it was a big race down there in that neck of the woods. Let's go and have a look at the race, or the 600.
Go Cup, 800 metres to go, and Stonehenge brings him along. From in second, we got Gothic. There's Mountain Master up along the inside. Orchestrator's going to have to look for galloping room towards the outside of runners. In current event, Symbolic is moving into line as well, and Crambambuli is now being popped a question as they come to the last 400 metres. Symbolic is holding on. Stonehenge is coming under a ride. Down the inside, we got Mountain Master. Crambambuli has now eaten up the ground. Marcel is not without hope, and so too Orchestrated. Stonehenge is hanging tough, but now Crambambuli, Marcel is flying, and Stonehenge, I think got it. What a ride, what a race, Stonehenge. I think got it from Orchestrated in second, and tied for third.
Nice to see a bit of passion from my friend Alan Skuman. He knew
Hey,
it was a tight finish.
yeah, what a call. Never mind about the
He
rest.
got it.
What a call.
What a very good call. Well done
Dumpy.
to Alan. It was,
Well
it
done.
was a desperate finish and a great race for Sean Terry, but there were horses, Master Lee, Crambambuli, they were all up there. So it was a good race, and I've always enjoyed my racing down at Port Elizabeth. Stonehenge has produced the goods in the Algoa.
Yeah, and he ran second as well, Sean, as I said, was Orchestrated. So, you know, it was a triumph for him. Sean, the champion trainer, he certainly got the whole thing going. But we're going to go to Australia and have a look at the champion trainer in Australia, Chris Waller. He's set the world alight, and he's produced a filly.
This filly, James, they showed her race 2 wins back. She's won 3 Group 1s now. She had no chance, James. She was so far back, and she got up to win and win well. This time, she blew them away, James.
Yeah, absolutely blew them away. But it's interesting they're going to give her a break now and wait for the autumn season. But let's go and pick them up for the William Hill Cox Plate. Go and have a look what it looks like.
They're off. And Winks jumped okay with the cleaner. Hard reel away brilliantly. He's out having a peep for the lead. Criterion went over their heels at the start. Complacent, Arrod are up there at the post. And then Mourinho and Galo Shop not far away. Down past the judge, and the cleaner has the lead from Arrod. Highland Reel just box-seated beautifully right behind them. Then Complacent moving to 4th, followed by Hartnell. Winks on the rail about 6th. Mourinho wide around Galo Shop. Criterion at the 1600. Pornichet on the inside of Kermadec, and then Preferment. Happy Trails and Faulkner went back to last. Up the side, 1400 left to go, and the cleaner has the lead. Just over a length in front of Arrod, running second. Highland Reel is third. Complacent in the white cap is trapped out deep. He's 4th and on the improve, followed by Hartnell, and Winks on the rail about 4 or 5 lengths away from the leader. They're followed by Mourinho, who's wide, and then Galo Shop midfield. Criterion the rail, a length and a half to Kermadec, Pornichet, then Preferment, Faulkner, and Happy Trails was now last. 1,000 metres to go, and the cleaner is the leader in the Cox Plate. Arrod a little bit keen second, Highland Reel third, Complacent deep out, and then came Winks getting up on the inside to 5th, one in front of Hartnell. Mourinho's been deep. Criterion over on the inside as they run the 800 metres turn. Galo Shop works clear, Kermadec about to go wide, then Pornichet, Preferment, Happy Trails out wide, Faulkner last of all. The cleaner at the school, the leader from on the outside, Complacent, and Arrod. Highland Reel is still there from Mourinho. Winks, well, Bowman's got plenty to give, and he's getting an inside run, and Criterion tried to follow him home, just had to clip off heels there. Winks got the dream run and shot to the lead from the cleaner. Criterion trying to get going with Highland Reel. They're followed by Hartnell and Happy Trails right off the track, but Winks is away and gone round the home turn. 3 lengths in front of Highland Reel, Criterion, and then came the cleaner, but Winks is well clear from Criterion and Highland Reel. Winks kept going by Hugh Bowman. What a win! Winks has bolted in the Cox Plate by 4 lengths to Criterion. Highland Reel ran third, Pornichet 4, then Hartnell, Faulkner, the cleaner, Galo Shop, followed by Preferment, Arrod.
Yeah, this is a superstar. Jim, some of them ran wider than your girth after a couple of those magnums. Hey, how wide was some of those? None of them featured. All the horses came down the inside.
That's very wide, if they ran that wide. Good
very
gracious.
wide.
Yeah.
But The winner, as we know, is now going to be given a break.
Yeah.
Aiming at the Queen Elizabeth, I think it is. That's the target next year. But
in the autumn, as they call it, it's the autumn racing season.
Superstar.
Well, she smashed the course record.
Yeah.
That course record, not easy to break it, but what is amazing is she had the run of the race. She got the run right up the inside the whole way.
Yeah.
You normally can't go down the inside there. They're going to keep you in, and you've got to swing wide. You see them all swing wide.
Yeah.
Bowman decided he's going to go right down the inside, and Criterion followed him. Highland Real, Ryan Moore ran a great race.
Yeah, Ryan Moore is just one of the great jockeys. James, the runner-up Criterion used to be trained by David Payne.
That's right.
And moved to David Hayes, and they went overseas. They took on Golden Horn.
They went to, talking about Golden Horn, they took him on. He's left on Saturday to go to Kentucky he flew into Louisville. It's a direct flight. And he's going for the Breeders' Cup Turf. So
he's got some Voyager miles, eh?
Oh, it will be fantastic to see him. The horse that won the Arc, now going for the Breeders' Cup Turf. That's got to be the 5-star horse of the Breeders' Cup next week. And we're going to, hopefully, if everything goes well with our downloading and that, we're going to download the Breeders' Cup. And next week on Your Call, we will go through the whole Breeders' Cup and chat about each race and show each race. So if you miss the action on Saturday night, we hopefully will be able to get it to you on Monday evening.
Yeah.
What else was there?
Superstar, James. Luca Kamani, world famous trainer. You know, he lost all those horses the other day, I think, to Roger Charlton. Yeah. His son, Matt, has been working with, he's worked all over the place. You know, funny enough, he started off in politics. He's a good mate of mine. Yeah. I think he worked for Tony Blair's group. And then he went out and followed the family in racing. You know, the sister does all the presenting.
Yeah.
And
Francesca.
Yeah. And
she's good on the eye,
been working.
Francesca.
Beg your pardon?
She's good on the eye.
She's good on everything. And the son could have been a model, Matt, and he's been working for Chris Waller. He's going on his own. His dad's going to give him a few horses. He's going to be training out of Ballarat in Australia. So good to see Matt Kamani going there.
What's interesting is the dad trains there in Newmarket. They started in Italy. The Italians now moved in, took over Newmarket, and now they're going to Australia to take over Australia. Be very wary, you Aussies, because when the Kamani's Express arrives there, you could be in a lot of trouble in your little island there.
Anyway, little island with good rugby players.
Yeah, not bad rugby
Not
players.
bad. Another interesting one, James, obviously Abel Friend. Carice Teeton picked up the ride because the top rider, what was his name? Marrera couldn't ride it. He ran third.
He couldn't, he didn't pick it. He picked the other one.
Do you think because it ran sixth over in the UK, do you think that the Royal Ascot run took the
Well, Marrera had the choice,
yes.
and he picked a Precisionist or something, I think his name was.
I can't think.
So Carice got the ride on this horse. It was fantastic because it's called the Premier's Bowl, and this horse absolutely came from last. Going through the 100, he was about 4 lengths off.
Massive for Moore and Teeton, and it's a big race for them. So this horse, as the trainer said, he said, we might not be that good at travelling, but come and try and beat us here.
Yeah.
Interesting comments.
Well,
he's by Shamadal, isn't he?
Yeah. You see, you get totally different type of turf conditions in England and Europe to what you get in Hong Kong or
Singapore,
for that matter, Singapore,
yes.
South Africa, Australia. You get quite firm conditions. There they've got that big cushion of grass, which absorbs the water, and the horse has got to be able to lift himself through it.
Yeah.
Whereas these countries, you've got to have speed.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic to see him. He's a really wonderful racehorse. And we're pleased for Carice because Carice has been doing very well there.
Good man. Another interesting thing, it happened in Victoria, that the Chief Staff, the Victoria, what was his title? Racing Victoria's Chairman of Stewards, and was at home on Sunday night, and someone came past with a gun and shot 6 bullets through his front door into his house. Even his family were at home. There's a big outcry about it, and rightly so. The trainers got up and said, this is a good guy. His name is Terry Bailey. It's like someone coming and attacking our Chief Staff's house, or our Chief Staff here in Natal, whether it be Sean Park or something, come with a gun and shoot them. That's terrible.
I remember, well, thank God they did no damage apart from the front door. But I remember, I think Mike Tillett in Johannesburg, he was attacked in his garage or something at some
because of some call?
Some time. Well, no one really, I don't think they ever got to the bottom of it. But he was a good guy as well, Mike Tillett.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad when people resort to this type of thing, and let's hope, that it's a very isolated incident, because no one deserves this type of aggravation in their life when they're trying to police racing, which is hugely important. We're going to move on, and we're going to be talking to Mr. Perkins.
Absolutely, we got him in your call.
Fantastic.
Mushreik's coming back for more. Fighting Warrior down the inside. Mushreik, Fighting Warrior. Fighting Warrior gets his battle armor on, and he scores under Stuart Randall for the Ivan Moore stable.
Welcome to another edition of Your Call, and with us we've got Jeff Perkins. Some of you might have seen his face around. His silks are quite easy to spot, and he's having a good few winners, has shares in plenty of horses, and we like to speak to new guys on the block, and it's good to have you. Jeff, thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks, Leff. Good to be here.
Well, I'm pleased you're here because you've made an impact in such a short bit of time, but let's go back and find out a little bit about Jeff Perkins, Durban boy.
Yeah, born and bred in Durban. Sharks supporter of note.
Same as me, Sharks for us.
Very disappointed.
Yeah, very disappointed. Great game last time. They were 14 points clear with 5 minutes to play.
I know, that was very hurtful.
But, yeah, very hurtful.
Yeah, Durban boy, and then studied at Edgewood to become a teacher.
Wait, you wanted to be an educator. Why? Where did that come from?
Just, I enjoyed, I had a good experience at school. I was at Alex in Maritzburg in the BE at the time, sort of 86 to 90, and then just it's something I wanted to do, so off I went to Edgewood.
Now you went to Edgewood and then you were a student, if I can use that term. In that time, you always had a bit of a passion for racing. You went and saw Nos, Gary Rich, and you used to go and tinker around the yard, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, he was good to me. I sort of worked and helped him out for 4 years, riding a bit of work. Then I used to weigh about 62. Unfortunately, times have changed.
He's a good guy, Nos.
Very good guy, and those were very good memories, good times.
Yeah. So then you're there, you're having fun, you've got an interest in the game, but you're just making your way in life, and you decided. You could only taught for 1 year, and you said, I'm going to try something else.
Yeah, then got into commercial industrial property, working with Collier's RMS. And then I did a little stint with the Shave Group.
The paint people?
Yeah, but with their brand called Wet Rock. And then I had the overseas bugs. So got on a plane literally and arrived in the UK.
Were you married at the time, a bachelor?
No,
Are you married?
I am, yeah. I have a wife and 3 kids.
Ooh, she has a go, this boy. Whoa, no wonder he's got so many horses. So, Jeff, you were a bachelor and you said, I'm going to go see what's happening. Like all of us did. I did the same thing. I played football overseas. I loved my initial years sowing my seeds over the seas. What did you do overseas?
Well, I arrived there and then taught. A lot of it was a good opportunity to earn some money and travel. So taught, and then ended up working actually for the company that was finding us jobs. And then very shortly after, myself and one of the other managers there, we set up our own business doing exactly the same thing. So
recruitment.
Yeah. So we recruited teachers globally.
How long did you spend in the UK doing this?
It was 8 years in total.
Oh, a good time you spent there. And where were you based in the UK?
Yeah, we lived, towards the end, I lived up Cambridge way.
Okay.
But a few years in London in the beginning. You've
got to do that. You've got to do that.
Walkabout, all those bad places.
I was also a walkabout man. Down the
a lot of mistakes, bad memories, good memories.
Good memories, yeah. We so you also walkabout man. They've got a website for walkabout people now. Yeah. You can go back and look at photos.
I'm glad that I don't have it when I was there. But
I've got photos when I was a bouncer at the door. I was a bouncer. My brother's a big lad, so him and I bounced. I was sort of the weak bouncer. But it was just a piss up and part of life, eh?
No, it was. It's that whole experience. Everyone's got to do it. If you get the opportunity, it's a great thing while you're young.
Where did you meet your wife? In London or back here?
Well, ironically, she was at the all-girls school across the road from us. I knew her at school, and we didn't get together then. It was she ironically phoned the company that I was working for, and I happened to answer the phone. So it was one of those stories.
Did she remember you?
Yeah, well, I recognised her voice, and then naturally I interviewed her for her first job. Have to do that, lad.
And you had a hidden agenda, it seems.
Yeah, I did.
No, well, that's good. Jeff, just to let people know out there what Jeff's background is, and so many of us have done that route, going to UK and come back and said, let's stay on life. So you came back and you decided to get into property.
Yeah, it's been a passion, as I said, when I left teaching, got involved then, and we did a number of property developments, residential, and I've continued to do that. I've had some good partners along the way, and it's been good.
I believe you've got a couple of companies.
I mean, I do. Some of the smaller stuff I've traditionally done on my own, and then we've tackled some nice big projects up Hillcrest Way and in Umhlanga, which we're currently doing. So.
Okay, well that's very interesting. So now you're back, you're working, and you've got an interest in horses. You've always had them, you've ridden them, and along comes Lance Whiteford. Now I did a lot of work with Lance Whiteford. Because when I say a lot of work, he does all my shipping of catalogues and forward. He works with Magic Millions and that type of thing. So he's a guy who loves the racing as well.
Absolutely loves it. And I mean, I've known Lance from golf school at Country Club.
Golf school?
Golf school, yeah.
James would have done the interview if you'd have said golf school. Are you any good?
No, very bad. Lance will tell you that.
Me too. Yeah. So James is not interested in it.
And we were just chatting, and he, he's always had an interest in a few horses.
He's had a couple of nice horses too.
Yeah. And Lance said, we've got this one with Wendy. There's a few percentage left, and I mean, there's a whole group of us. In fact, you did the interview when it won first time out, Lady Carter.
Yeah, Lady Carter.
And,
she was useful.
She ended up winning 3 before she injured a tendon, and then she had
to So that was the initial sort of sortie into the industry. And then you've subsequently supported NAS. You've had a horse with me. You've had Wendy. Wendy seems to be your main vehicle, and she's giving you some good success lately.
Yeah, I mean, she's as I said on Friday night, she's in a real purple patch at the moment. Yeah. I mean, I think in the last 5 weeks, she's probably had 5-6 winners.
Yeah, so it's been wonderful.
It's been unbelievable. So it's nice when it's like that.
Yeah,
hopefully it continues.
You've got shares in about 20 horses, so you've actively got involved, and it's a great passion, and you can finance them. You've got your friends and that, and you're having great fun, I take it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I mean, it's...
How about your children and your wife?
The young boys enjoy it. They've come to racing. In fact, when we had a winner the other day, I think it was Hannah's Answer, I had my youngest with me there on the day. He loves it. So it's,
the bug could
bite. It's great. It's
the horse I've got to ask you about was a few weeks back, if I can call it that. There was great buzz on the racecourse. There's an unraced horse of Cookies. I call Wendy Cookie. Called Free State. Now, the name, as Craig Peters has said in there, is the name of a stallion who was in this country before, so the name had come up again, and there was a lot of talk about this horse. So what did you heard about this horse of yours, Free State, before it ran?
No, we knew it could run.
Yeah.
Alec had come back on a few of the gallops and just been, this horse has got speed. Yeah. So we were, it was literally, there's never certainties in this game, but we were extremely confident that, and I mean, it won well. When Alec asked at about the 400, the turbos came on, and it was really over.
Absolutely. We're going to have a look at a portion of that race and the lead-in. Raymond's got it ready for us. Let's have a look at this horse debuting called Free State. You can see it in the middle of the track here, and here it's race over, right?
Yeah, I mean, Alec, when he got back, he said he had to give it a smack just because the horse was looking at the grandstand and looking at the tote board, and just to keep it focused. But
this was a promising debut, and drawing away from horses who had done well. So it augurs well, and this horse might just be a very good sprinter.
I think so. I mean, we're hoping that we'll race in the next sort of fortnight. Hopefully wins again, and then we might look at some of the Joburg races. So
go good, because it's my ideal world.
Yes,
there you are.
There's Thomas. So it wasn't Hannah's Answer. It was this.
Is that your son with you?
Yes, that's the smallest guy.
Are you tipping horses to your barber? That's a hell of a haircut. It's the US Marines.
I try and go for less haircuts.
Yeah, I know. Well, you've done a good job there. You look like Jarhead. But your son's loving it. And there's Ralph in June. He's very lucky too. You've linked with a very lucky man. He's had over 50 winners. But you're chasing him. How many winners you had? 14 already?
I think about 14. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I mean, really, the last 6 weeks have that total's increased.
Because the younger horses coming through. And as I say, well, I'm pleased to hear that you've got this horse going a couple of weeks' time and maybe on to the features, because a lot of speed can only improve from a debut.
And it has. Wendy was just saying just better and better. So we're very confident. I mean, this is a good one.
A lot of speed for an Ideal World, and sure, Ideal World turned out to be an exceptional stallion. Right, another horse we want to just talk to you about is just the other night, you had a winner with a horse called Tanda, is it?
Tanda, yeah.
Tanda means like, I think. Tanda, I like this one, I mean a Tanda. And Tanda won on the 23rd of October, and we saw Tanda winning earlier when we gave you 3 to follow. We showed you a horse of the rights earlier. But here's the lead in again with Haircut 100. Here it is. This is Tanda who won on Friday night. Who picked your silks?
I did, Lef. I just wanted something that's easy to see. You know, often if you pick a lot of different colours and quieter colours, if that's the right way to look at it, you know, you've got to focus. Yes. Whereas they're just so easy to spot.
Yeah, these are loud. Do they come with volume control?
They do, Lef. Yeah. They're very loud, but no, great.
Yeah, and in it comes again, as you say, Cookie's doing so well, and this has done another one that's done well for you. But I'm pleased you're enjoying your racing because you get out there.
Yeah, I do. I absolutely love it. Tanda, actually, the run before, she got totally taken out around the bend, and we thought she was going to go very close then. In fact, Alec was sitting right behind her, so we knew we'd put a line through that. And she delivered, which was good. But love the racing. I try and get there as often as I can. It's obviously not always possible.
Your interest in our stable came about from Jody Martin. Now, Jody Martin's a great friend of mine. He's got a lot of horses with me, and he's a lucky man too. He's had some decent horses. Now, that you and him got together and a bunch of guys is because you all go to the same school. Your kids do. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, great guys. We do a lot together. We've got a little hut at the rugby together. There's even Friday morning bike rides as that crowd. And Jody had just said, hey guys, let's a whole lot of Clifton dads, let's get together and get a couple of horses. And it's been
a lot of fun.
That's how we've even sort of tried to get the Clifton colours with the red, white and black.
Black, yeah.
So that's been brilliant.
No, that's excellent. So a bunch of mates, and how often do you go, apart from your bike rides on Friday morning, and now you won't see them at the Sharks hut for some time. That's probably been burnt down after the Sharks result. So you guys go to school functions?
Yeah, I mean, my middle child and all his mates are really the Jody Martins and Brendan Penns and the whole crowd.
Good bunch of guys. I've met a couple of them. They know nothing about racing, the guys I met.
Absolutely nothing. Jody feeds in the information. Have a bet, don't have a bet.
Yeah.
Is it bad if a horse finishes 25 lengths back?
Yeah. So it's always a learning curve. You've got a little bit of interest and a little bit of background and history in the industry, so it's a little bit easier for you. But it's wonderful that new guys can come in because it's a great game. It's a wonderful industry. You know, they say soccer's the beautiful game. To me, this is the game, horse racing. I love it. And so you seem to have that same bug.
Absolutely, it's a great passion, and I mean Friday night here was the whole pink drive was exceptional. There was a huge buzz going on upstairs. It was lots of fun, and you know it's not that expensive to get involved if you get a whole lot of guys together, and it's a huge amount of fun.
That's the key.
So
that's the key.
It's
I see you guys have got your table up in the view room. I always see, and invariably you guys stand up. The women sit down. You'd have your beer and you talk to each other and have a laugh. That must be great fun.
Yeah, there were a whole lot of us there. On Friday night, I think we had 5 tables, big crowd of 30 or 40.
Fantastic.
You know, so it was a super evening.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone loved it. It was just good fun.
It's great fun, and hopefully, of your 20 horses that you're involved in, there's going to be another Free State or another big one, and our fingers have got to be crossed that Free State maps out like you guys think it does.
I hope so. You know, it's the next one is always the big race, one out of the maidens, but you know, I think this one's good enough. So. We'll have to see.
We're just going to have a short break and we'll be back with Jeff. Right, we're just finishing up with Jeff Perkins here, and he's telling us about his career. A new man in the game who's brought his friends from schools and that in to get involved. And let's talk about business. How's business? That's a key to people to get investing. How's business, and from your perspective in the real estate?
Well, we've had ups and downs, as we know. 2009 was a tight spot, and then there's a little bit of uncertainty around of late. So the property market, timing is everything. So you've got to, you don't want to be in it too long and be too highly geared. But it's been, by and large, over time, property is always a good investment.
Yeah,
so
it's a good investment.
It's showing that, and
yeah.
And long may that continue.
Yeah, let's hope it does, because it's your industry. But just digressing slightly, even following the World Cup.
I have been. So there was large disappointment on Saturday night, and enjoyed the game last night. The Argentinians, they put up a good fight, but in the end, it's going to be one hell of a final on.
Isn't it going to be just as
on the weekend?
In your opinion?
I think Australia, if Argentina had gone through, I think they could have been wiped out in that game.
But they've never beaten the All Blacks. The Aussies have. Yeah.
The Aussies know what it takes to beat the All Blacks. So I mean, they're going to give it no doubt their best shot. But I think the All Blacks just, they seem to just be getting better and better. So
yeah. Now you come horse racing with all your mates and family and that. Do you have a bet?
I do. I got caught up. No, tickle. The only big bet I actually ever had was on that Lady Carter when it won first time at 8-1. It gave me a hell of a fright. I was so nervous. But
it's amazing. You can do a big building or a house deal, and there's lots of money involved. You come racing and you have 200 rand on a horse and you start shaking.
Yeah, no, I'm not a huge punter. I like to, if I've got runners, I generally will have a small tickle on them.
Yes.
And I did. I mean, even on Friday night with Thunder, I only backed it for places,
yes.
And we were very confident it would win. But a lot of people upstairs in the gallery, in our whole crowd, they want some nice money from the headmaster down. So it
was the headmaster here?
He was even there.
Gee, so Sean Veal, the headmaster. That's excellent.
But I'm not a huge punter.
Yeah, well, that's I think a very good policy. For some of the major owners in the industry today, don't have a cent on their horses. They want the glory, and that's something you've got to aspire to, I believe.
Yeah, I've always said to Wendy specifically, I said we race for stakes. That's what we want to do. So try and win every time.
It's all about that's it. To go out there and have some fun. And is there any horse? Now, this is not a normal question I would throw to someone, but I want your opinion. You've got to share a lot of horses. Any horses apart from Free State we should look out for?
I think Hannah's answer that horse is just getting better and better and better, and she's going to run now again, first time out the maiden, but she won very, very well from draw 18 at Scottsville, or draw 16 in the end.
That's right.
And that was a few weeks back. I think that's a extremely nice filly.
Yeah.
She's big, strong, and she's just going to get better and better, and ultimately won a bit more ground. But I mean, she won. She coasted when she won. So I think she's won.
You did mention that Free State will run again in roughly 2 weeks' time. That means it won't be at Scottsville because they're scarifying the course. That's where she won her debut. So she'll come here to Greyville on the turf or the poly, you don't know? I'm
not sure if it's the turf or the poly. I was just chatting to Wendy this morning. We've got a decent draw, so...
it's all stations go. It's in there. Yeah, there are some turf races. There are a few turf races. Maybe it's in there.
Yeah, so I think, Hannah's answer, Free State, and there are a few others that, that are coming good and have won quickly. And that's what it's all about.
So it's all about having a lot of fun. And I'm pleased that you've got that outlook, Jeff, that it's a lot of fun.
It has to be. If you get too... because this game can get you down at times. I mean, you're not always going to have the purple patches. You've got to weather through the storm, like in any, business setup.
Yeah.
And but it's just a bit of patience. And as you know, things go wrong. These are animals, so patience is
a virtue, as I say. Jeff, well, it's been wonderful having you in the studio, and we're going to keep an eye out for those horses you mentioned, especially the unbeaten Free State. And let's hope it goes from strength to strength with you.
Thanks, Laf. Real pleasure being here.
There we go. Jeff Perkins, you've seen his colours, a guy who's got the right attitude, and he's a young guy who's brought his friends into the game. We need more people like him. We'll see you next week.
second position, but Military Roses giving them a bump. That's one of the biggest minions I've ever seen. Grace Villana, the leader. Grace Villana